One of the things I find shocking about the plenary council was that nothing was discussed about Catholic education here in Australia. I mean, they were talking about the mission of the church and the future of the church. Surely, our Catholic families should feature a central part of this mission of proclaiming the gospel, and yet nothing was discussed about Catholic education during the plenary council. The terrible state that it is in, and in amongst those delegates, there were a lot of people from the Catholic education system here in Australia, and yet they did not bring a single thing up. If anyone would realise that all our Catholic schools in Australia have now lost its Catholic identity. The percentage of Catholic students hovers around 20 to 30% Catholic students within any given school. And I don't think only a very small amount of that 20 to 30% would actually be going to Mass. And so the Catholic education system here has totally collapsed. They have absolutely lost the faith, lost the Catholic faith, and lost the Catholic identity. The students aren't going to Mass, the families aren't going to Mass, the teachers aren't going to Mass, and only the ones who are going to Mass are those who are obligated, which are the principal and those in charge of religious education. It's sort of part of the understanding if they are to take up their role, which is quite shocking, really. And even then, it's only on every occasion. It's not every week. It's only on certain occasions that principals and religious coordinators actually come to Mass. And these are the people teaching your children about the Catholic faith. How do they know the faith if they are not even coming to Mass, not even coming to church on the days of obligation? And so the Catholic education system here has totally collapsed. Bishops have failed in their role and have failed in their mission to teach the faith and to propagate the faith for future generations. And if anything, you would think that they would bring it up as the first, probably if not above, on the top, on top of the list, but even the first. It should be the first agenda during the plenary council. But what do we get? Aboriginal spirituality and a greater Aboriginal incorporation of their spirituality into the church. Surely Catholic education features above this issue. And there was a time when most of our children were baptized at Catholic schools, but now a majority of them are unbaptized. If you ever go to a mass, a school mass or a class mass at any of the schools, or they might even come to the parish and have their school mass there, you would notice that a great majority of them are coming up for blessings. None of them are receiving the sacraments. This is an absolute failure on the bishop's part to lack the leadership if not lacking, but also contributing to the loss of faith in our Catholic schools. And I think each diocese are having their own problems, but I think one of the worst dioceses here in Australia in regards to Catholic education is in the Diocese of Parramatta, led by Bishop Vincent Long. He was appointed there as the Bishop of the Diocese in 2016, and under his leadership there has been a massive loss of faith, and the Catholic diocese there, the church there, the local church there in Parramatta has been thrown into turmoil because of his lack of leadership. Apparently he has attacked a lot of traditional priests who stand up for the faith of the church, especially in regards to those who are teaching, who are upholding the laws of the traditional marriage. And he has also been trying to introduce into the curriculum of Catholic schools there in the diocese ideas of gender fluidity, that you can have genders other than a boy or a girl. And so this is a Catholic bishop here trying to introduce these things into his own diocese, into his own school. And so apparently there's been a petition that has been put up online. It's still there. You can actually see it for yourself. And at the moment, they've got over 4,000 signatures to have him removed from the office of bishop in the Diocese of Parramatta. And so this is how bad it has become there in Parramatta, and I'm sure it's probably just as bad in other dioceses as well. And if you've got any other news about from the other dioceses similar to this, you might like to share it with me, and I can report it on a future video. And so this is the state of the Catholic education in Australia. It's nothing more than a public school with a Catholic name. It's just a nominally Catholic school. It has no substance to it. There has been massive losses of the faith, both in staff and students, and the bishops continue to turn a blind eye to it just because they are afraid of losing out on money with the enrollments. So they've got to keep on towing the party line, and so they have not been promoting the faith. If anything, they have been contributing to the massive loss of faith in all the Catholic schools here in Australia. So we need a lot of prayers. We need a lot of prayers for all of our children who are entering into Catholic schools. They are not getting the education that they need. They're not learning about the faith that they need, and a lot of them, a lot of the faithful families are either homeschooling or even switching schools to other Christian denominations because they have a much more better curriculum there, which may not be a bad idea. So this is the state of the Catholic education in Australia, and so, and you might have your own stories. Leave a comment below. Please share this video. All the faithful Catholics in Australia need to know, and even the bishops need to be held accountable. So please share this video as widely as you can, like it, and also please subscribe to the channel for future videos, which I hope to bring you more news about the poor state of the church here in Australia. All right, keep the faith. God bless.